Welcome back, everyone, to Season 4. Okay, it's been a hot minute, and we now will get to see our coterie pursue their own personal goals, striking away from the shadow of their elders, telling them where to go, what to do, and how to do it. Most of these have now achieved rank, respect, prestige, or power. So now we move back in to you, Grayson, as you have just closed your phone on Onyx. The nostalgia begins to trickle in as you've just also taken your finger off the PA, summoning Acer and Crescent to your domain as well. What are your thoughts on the week that's passed as leader of this coterie? You've managed to hold everything together through literal fire, flame, and gunfire. Everyone's still alive, despite you being publicly dead. What are your thoughts?
I would say that while this victory is well-deserved, it's not quite enough for Grayson. Seems he wants to look... He's already looking more into the future. What can be done now? What can be put into place? While he is satisfied with the results, thinks it's best not to dwell.
Go ahead, and why don't you lead us off with the evening's rouse check?
I do not get hungrier.
The nostalgia fueling the beast and satiating that dictator that rides inside you for now. Is there anything specific you wish to prepare before your coterie arrives? As it has been some time since you've summoned them all to your room, Acer and Crescent handling last-minute business, as you are fully aware that Acer has spent quite a bit of time ripping apart the electrical foundation of your facility in light of the recent news of Hurricane.
If that's the case, then he will definitely be roaming about his room as he straightens the desk, moves maybe the chairs around to a bit more of a symmetrical shape, goes and reorganizes a book or two that he'd probably torn off the shelf in a small bit of haste, genuinely, and makes sure that he goes over and, if nothing else at the very end, changes his clothes into something a little bit more outgoing, as in he has his button up, the vest. However, he leaves a few of them unbuttoned. He rolls up the sleeves, makes sure that there's at least appropriate tie, and decent pair of slacks and shoes to go with them.
As you get yourself together, bring yourself to your proper standards of attire, you can't help but notice the long line of shredded clothing, kind of dating the near-death experiences and trials that you've had to endure for this coterie. As these thoughts kind of wander to all the danger you've faced so far, you feel your mind itch a little. That book, that tome, kind of look over your shoulder a little bit at the desk that you keep it tucked away secretly. Only your coteries, mainly Crescent and Acer, even are aware that you possess such a thing. Can't help but feel a small itch, an itch for that book.
I go over to the locked drawer that it's in, and I open it up and pull back the drawer just to lay my eyes on it. It's like, get that feeling.
You pull the drawer open and look down at the book. The door's about halfway open. It lays there, still bound in dry, pale human flesh. A thick book, pages blank. You know there are secrets that lie hidden within. If only you could find the key. But you do remember the red writing that would appear upon it if you gave it what it wants. Still there, still taunting you. Still just within arm's reach.
I look down at my hand. I bring my hand up to my mouth just as about to poke it with my fang. Not yet, not in front of them. They wouldn't understand. I need to show them your real worth, which I know you have deep in those pages of yours. Soon. Very, very soon. As I run my fingers along the spine.
You feel the cover even almost quiver at your touch. And as you kind of pull the hand away, two small pages seem to jut out very suddenly like a sharpened blade to try and nick a finger as you leave. Almost irritation.
Patience, patience. We will have our time. Not to worry, not to worry. As if I'm almost coddling the book very lovingly. I close the drawer very slowly, not to jostle it at all, as I carefully close it and lock it back up again.
You feel that drawer click shut as, just in time, you begin to hear a trio of footsteps navigating their way through the secret passageways as Acer, Crescent, and Onyx come into the scene. I need the three of you also to give me an evening's rouse check.
Oh boy. Fail.
Okay.
Success. Thank God.
It's a fail.
And you get hungrier.
Oh.
As the three of you make your way through the secret tunnels, Acer leading the way, his footsteps kind of freaky against the wooden floorboards leading up towards the secret fourth level of Grayson's treatment facility. Crescent, that dark, vibrant orchid that begins to slowly unfurl its leaves. You feel yourself kind of clench a little bit at the start of your day. You are finally, at least within reasonably sated, but now that itch of that hunger is already starting to prick at the back of your mind. For now. You know it eventually will get worse as the oblivion continues to take. A price for power, as they say. Onyx, for you, though, as your hunger blooms even further, there are small bits of reflections off the inside of the laminated wood that you could see with your heightened senses as your normal goth punk demeanor, downplayed as much as possible as you normally would, is a stark contrast to the reflections to your right and left, whether real or imaginary, as you hear in your own voice, in your own mind. God, why are we hanging out with these fucking losers again? Let's go find that cute guy that put you on his shoulders and have a snack.
I'm gonna go through my normal routine of getting ready, and I am humming loudly to myself, Paint It Black.
As you hum within your own self to drown out the voice, you just hear, "Oh, boo, you whore, you're no fun."
Your piece is Regina George. Congrats.
She wears pink on Wednesdays.
Get in, loser. We're going blood hunting.
But I'll say, for the sake of brevity for this night, you went through your normal routine, Onyx, managed to find your way to the Second Chance facility, parking in the back and at the garage, and joining the rest of the coterie to the secret tunnels. As Acer, you pop open the secret passageway, letting the three of you in. You can see Grace as he, just in time as he seems to shut something on his desk, standing well-dressed and attentive at the center of his very elaborate desk as you all enter into his private space.
Yo, long time no see.
I believe you summoned us, or whatever you want to call it.
In so many different ways you could say it, but yes, I was calling you all. So we need to convene, discuss things.
I'm immediately gonna go sit down, cross my legs, cross my arms, and just be like, okay. So,
Do you have anything in particular in mind? You were
I
pretty
was
cryptic on the phone.
thinking I would start with what are we going to do with the ones in the isolation cells? Because as much as I love having guests here,
I have been waiting for you to ask. I brought with me a very large sack of all of my paperwork and anything. And I have, all of their files with me, and I'll just say, I'll kind of gesture it up and be like, I've been preparing for a week, and I'm ready to chat with them when you let me.
Additionally, just as a clarification, did you also bring the contents you found in Jordan's lab?
Did I get the book from Acer, or did he try and hold on to it? I can't remember.
Acer still has the book.
You never asked for it back, so
Yeah,
okay.
Acer
Well,
has
then
the
I'm
book.
going to turn to him right now, and I'm be like, I believe you have a book that I need to add to my evidence as well.
But there also was that you retrieved and kept on your half as part of the bargain was 3 vials of very dark, what you could only describe as vitae in very elaborate syringes. You did keep that on you, so did you bring that as well?
Yeah, and I will hold that up to him, and I'll be like, now, if you can be trusted, maybe we can look at this together.
And she shows this to me?
She shows this
to
the
Acer.
group.
Okay.
Yeah.
First off, that hurts. Pretty sure by now I've shown some level of trust.
True,
Some.
which is why I'm here, and I'm being friendly.
Fine, I'll get the book.
Thank you, darling.
Before any of that, though, after the interrogation, what do we plan on doing with the 2 experiments?
I mean, have you reported them yet?
No.
Probably don't we need to tell someone about their existence at this point, I'm sure.
I mean, I'm still new to this whole Primogen thing, but I
mean, I
assume
was
so, considering Grayson...
My
when he
knowledge
found
is
me,
limited, too. I was
That's-
just drug up in front of someone. They said, congratulations, you're a bloodsucker, and let me on my way.
Grayson, you would be aware of the proper protocol. Any kindred that have not been documented that exist within the city must be presented to the prince, as well as any childer.
Acer, if I may, or excuse me, Primogen, Acer.
Just Acer with you guys, please.
Come now, I had to make a little bit of fun at you.
Right, it just felt so weird.
But in all honesty, Acer, yes. First thing we need to do is to present them to the prince. Anyone unregistered has a very low survival rate. That's just in general. However, if we have the childer and the one who spawned them, that would be much appreciated.
So to clarify as a point, just because it has been a while, Porcelain's childer is a legitimate vampire. Porcelain sired them.
Correct.
She was forced to sire him, not by choice.
Correct, but who...
Then they were experimented upon.
And then they were experimented upon.
Oh, okay. But was Porcelain herself created, or did she have a specific childer?
Porcelain was already a vampire. She was starved to the point where she was forced to feed upon Jordan's victims, and then forced to embrace them, to turn them into vampires, so that way Jordan could turn them to dust.
Which is why I'd like to know what you can find in the secret sauce that they used.
Well, yes, I'll have to take a look at that, because going through his book, there's some weird shit in there, but it's all encrypted, so it's taking some time to actually decrypt that stuff.
You have an encryptor? Or are you good with that?
I'm good at puzzles.
Because handwritten encrypting is kind of my thing.
Oh, wow, maybe we can work together.
Hey, sir.
Yeah.
Just remember what I told you before about them bloods.
Right, him.
Yeah.
Definitely got to get to him in a second, but yes, Grayson,
I mean, if you need to present a case, you were, for lack of a better term, an undocumented thin blood. Look how you turned out. That could work in our favor if you were to present a case for them.
True.
If you wanted to go down that route.
I mean, that's true. The only issue is I was undocumented when you guys found me. This guy's been working for Hurricane.
And that is a problem. but imagine the information that we could get if you were on our side. We did just save him from a burning building, right? Or you guys?
Yeah, technically.
Wait, you're wanting to, like, work with him?
I'm just giving options today, so I don't care.
I'll circle back around to that. I have a plan for that. But as for Porcelain, as far as we know, she's been siring everyone, and the only one left alive is currently with her, right?
As far as she told us, yes.
Okay, so then we have pretty much no choice but to follow Grayson's lead and present them, make sure they are documented.
Let's focus on Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan. I want to keep him around.
Really?
He's worked with Hurricane, and now Hurricane is pretty much at this point just about ready to become a blood hunt himself.
Good. He begged for his life and then shot me. I don't think he's really worth trusting.
Trusting? No.
Or keeping alive.
Debatable. He has insider information on him. He's worked with him.
That's great. We can get that information and then put him out of his misery.
Wow, I'm actually with her.
Thank you, Crescent.
I think you know as well as I do, if we go around unsanctioned killings of our own kind...
I mean, it's not like the justice system is going to do any good for him.
No,
we become that justice system.
But the thing is that he also chose his side.
And he also got screwed over for it. Duncan wasn't out there to save him.
Yeah, no shit.
And Hurricane did nothing to help him. He was on his own.
Well, we use that as our case. We talk to him. We show him how much he got betrayed. Maybe he shows us information that, let's be honest, if he's going to die anyways, why tell us anything?
Look, Acer, you know what I'm dealing with when it comes to this. Either he's on your side or he's not. And if he's not, he's a problem.
Hence my point.
And I normally am all for giving people second chances, but he has clearly shown us his cards. And he's tortured innocents, which is my line.
Agreed.
God, I'm agreeing with her.
Agreed, and trust me, that is something that is not hard to overlook on my end either. I'm just saying he can prove useful.
If he can prove useful, then I'll give you the chance for him to prove useful.
I mean, what's the worst case scenario? He says no, tells us to fuck off, and you get to kill him anyways. Either way, he's on death row.
Do what you will, Primogen.
Not used to that.
He is your thin blood, after all.
I am making this case because I value your guys' opinion. Just because I'm Primogen doesn't mean I'm going to step over you.
I mean, you can.
But that's not the point. Look, call me nerd, old school, hero complex, whatever, but I believe those with power have a great responsibility to actually, control that power instead of misuse it. So it's just my way of thinking.
I'll give him a shot. Once I hear the evidence, we will be the judge, jury, and executioner.
We got that over there, as I point to Crescent.
Perfect.
I agree. We have someone very close to the prince. She deems that he is a problem. She makes the case with the prince. He gives the order. He'll be taken care of regardless. But I agree. We need to at least see if we can get something out of him. He had something going on down there, at least if I'm understanding what you both had found in his cellar.
You haven't gathered enough from his books?
Like I said, every person uses their own variation of encryption. At least from what I'm seeing.
Well, then let me take a look at it, because I'm pretty good with encryption. At least when it comes to the old school version.
Definitely old school. I just run shit through an algorithm. Be right back. And he's going to exit to go get the book.
Perfect.
Excellent.
So, as Acer does that, and he leaves your study, Grayson, what about the three of you?
I'm still singing. I'm just humming quietly. Painted black under my breath. And starting to count my... And
Yes. What can I help you with?
I just want to say I'm sorry for how I acted earlier. I was just honestly a little bit hurt, but I know that was me being irrational, so I just wanted to say I'm sorry really quick.
Do I need to leave?
No, it's not like that. I was just saying I'm sorry. That's all.
No offense taken. Thank you. I appreciate that. Trying times. Say the least.
I appreciate that you kept that for so long, the Game Boy.
Sometimes to keep focused for the future, you must have an anchor in the past.
Jewel of the ESSC, right? I think that's what everybody called me.
They did.
Sweet. You were like a patient here?
Yeah, big surprise.
Actually, it is. That's interesting.
Oh, really?
What about that is interesting?
I mean, you've got a pretty good handle on yourself now, I'm guessing.
Not really. I'm still working on it. It's a work in progress, just like anything else.
As we all are. Don't worry, honey. My generation invented the worst drugs. We're fine.
The human me would thank you for that.
Grace, it's almost disturbing to actually see Crescent and Onyx share a laugh. It's actually something that immediately catches your attention. The banter is one thing. That's wholesome enough, but they just shared a laugh.
I'm just gonna look to Grayson and just be like, don't even overthink this.
Grayson, as she looks at you, what is the reaction on your face as you actually see these two girls, dare I say, vibing?
When she turns back, or when she turns to Grayson, he looks at her and turns away, but it's not quick enough for him, and she sees probably the one in a few times where Grayson has a genuine smile on his face as he turns back towards his desk.
We'll fade away back to you, Acer, as I think a significant amount of time has passed and left for you to get down to your lab.
Be right back.
He'll just go into his closet, go under a few things, and just kind of slide the book out, trying to hide it as, in plain sight type thing. Just going to grab it, head right back on upstairs.
As you grab everything, see your phone in your pocket go off. And it is your phone vibrating as someone is calling you.
Okay. Let's see who's calling.
You just answer or you look at the phone?
I have caller ID, so yeah, I'll look at the phone.
Well, speak of the devil. As you can see, that little tornado emoji.
I thought I purged this fucker. Speaker. Nice to see you, Hurricane.
Well, I wish I could say the same thing. I can see you've tightened things up since the last time I took a peek, eh?
What do you want?
We need to talk. And I'm not talking over the phone. I mean face to face. At your next leisure, oh, Primogen, Acer. But I needed to call you and get ahead of a very particular situation that I'm sure you've caught wind of. I would advise you not to make any drastic or bold moves before coming to speak with me. You see, you may be a primogen, but there are things that come with being a primogen that carry a certain level of risk. I hear your dad has fallen on some hard times, gone pretty severely in debt when you last stayed with him. The mom's nursing record, looking a little spotty. Top of that, Ava. Oof. It's a lot of machinery she's been hooked up to for a while. It would be a shame something would happen to that hospital. I hear your brother's been really struggling in school. How's physical therapy been going for him, by the way? Or when's the last time you even bothered to check? Now, before you respond, because I'm sure you're about to break your cute little phone in half, which you gotta fix that too. Both the stuff top-notch. I only throw this out there because, yes, I'm gonna make it very clear for you. I know everything about them. I know their habits. I know where your family goes to work. I know where Ava lives. I even know about Ava's pretty little boyfriend. It's a real looker. Here you got a really nice position as a lawyer recently. I wonder who could have made that happen. So, this is just a cautionary tale. I found it this quickly. And this is no means a threat. This is a warning. You're primogen now. You're in the spotlight. You're exactly what I told you what was going to happen. Do you really think you need any more potential enemies being what you are? So I just wanted to call ahead. I'm happy to talk to you. And I urge you to be very, very careful about your next moves and official decisions with your newfound status.
Time and place.
My place, when you see fit. I'm sure you're very busy. I'll make sure to get the good rug out. Bring as many friends as you like, too. I'm not worried about my safety. Just whatever you think you know. Let's not go about too quickly on getting the old deputy, Damien, more excited than he already has been. And let's not give anything to have our dear old wonderful Prince Dragos worry about, shall we? We've already gone through so much as a Camarilla in this city. I would hate to cause him any more undue stress, wouldn't you agree?
I'll give you a call when I'm on my way.
Toodaloo. See you soon.
And Hurricane. It's not Primogen, Acer. It's Dawnbreaker. And I hang up. And he's going to take a couple deep breaths before he, once again, just to be on the safe side, pulls the battery out of his phone, leaves it in his room, and goes to the others.
As the rest of you are continuing the conversation, I'm sure at this point a little bit of classic rock has now begun to fill Grayson's space. Am I to assume correctly?
I assume that he's going to walk into Onyx and Crescent just going back and forth on, like, rock artists. And Grayson, I assume, is just smiling like
probably more she's pestering me about different ones and then asking if I knew them.
Fine, yes, make me annoying.
As Acer, you open the secret passageway in, you do see what has been described as Grayson sitting there, his hands folded, as at this point I'm assuming he's taken a seat and is just enjoying watching this display as Crescent and Onyx have, I guess in the time you've been gone, suddenly become friends?
So like the whole painted black thing.
I mean, yeah, that album was great. Saw them in New York just before...
You saw them!
A few times.
All right.
You know,
all right.
I mean, I don't leave my apartment that often, but I did make trips. I wasn't in the best headspace, let me say, when I did that. But,
Obviously not, but geez, like, really? It's just, hi, Acer.
And as soon as you look over to Acer, what's the expression that he's carrying right now?
Surprise, and he is trying very hard to remain silent to let this ride out.
Give me a wits plus insight,
Ouch.
Crescent.
It's an insight. 2 successes?
Successes. Acer, are you trying to hide your overall demeanor?
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to matter. He's going to tell him anyways, but he's trying to remain calm about it.
Okay. Then we won't have to roll for this. You're not really keeping it secret then. With those 2 successes, Crescent, you can tell that Acer is generally on the surface surprised as what he's seeing. Makes you a little bit embarrassed for a moment, but then it's muddled. It's tainted with this look of seeing like a young teenager that's like really seeming like they need to tell you something, but they're doing as best they can to stay composed.
She's gonna go from immediately, like, smiling, laughing, carefree to, like, what's wrong?
Fuck,
Can't
I was
talk.
hoping
What's
that
up?
would last a little longer.
Yeah, you're really bad at hiding your feelings. What's
I
going
wasn't
on?
planning on hiding it, but first things first, as I hold up the book and give it over to Onyx.
It is a
Ciphers on the first page, at least whatever I can make out of it.
It is a college grade, spiral bound notebook of not really any type of high class or price. The pages are worn, crinkled. There's extra pages fluttered into the book itself. Your OCD brain immediately internally screams as you see the chaoticness of this very well worn notebook full of all kinds of letters and symbols and gibberish just at the first glance.
This is a piss poor cipher.
It's not mine. There's a bunch of scribbles in there, and I really only managed to decipher one thing out of that entire notebook.
Someone who's more chaotic than, psychotic than me. It looks like a teenage boy's diary, but with a lot darker shit.
Acer, what else is there?
I'm assuming formulas.
No,
notes
not
on
in the damn
experiment.
book. What is wrong?
Well, it's as I thought. Hurricane being in my system so long means that he now has intel on everybody, including my family.
Like the one I had the vision on stuff?
Yeah.
Got it.
And he has requested that before I do anything rash, to come talk to him lest things happen.
So blackmail.
Essentially is what I think.
Yeah, full on.
Did he say anything about... I mean, I'm fairly new, so I assume he doesn't know anything about me.
No.
Unfortunately, I can probably guarantee that he does, seeing as how he had my phone hacked and I have my phone everywhere I went.
So he knows you hired an investigator.
More than
Doesn't mean
likely.
I can't investigate back. I
Very
mean,
much
if you
so.
want to employ me for that.
Well, here's the problem.
He knows about medical.
He knows about my family, he knows about Medico, and he knows who my sister is dating.
Oh, God, this again? Really?
Seems like your family keeps getting dragged back in.
Missing something.
His sister is dating my brother.
Yeah, regardless,
Isn't your sister still, like, in the hospital or something?
yes, hooked up to several machines that even I can break, so someone like Hurricane, it would be like wet tissue paper for him.
So you need to go see your sister.
I need to find a way to stop him permanently without getting everyone else involved. And it seems like over the phone, he hinted at completing, quote-unquote, his part of the deal. And for our lovely Onyx, just to reiterate, I met him face-to-face earlier. Didn't know he was secretly a psychopath, hell-bent on destroying all of this, because he's an anarch, I guess. Or at least I'm assuming, depending on the fact that he hired.
Assumption at that point.
Not all psychopaths are bad. That sounds like this guy is.
He is.
Fair.
He knows a lot about us at this point.
I thought he could help. I accepted under 2 conditions. The entire plan was he gets me to a higher status. I get him to become a primogen. Or at least use my influence over Thin Bloods to hold some sort of election or vote or whatever to make him a primogen.
But it got twisted.
Very much so.
Well, it seems like you might be able to use that to your advantage.
All right,
rather than letting him blackmail you.
You have a lot of balls in the air here. I mean, what? We've got Jordan and his Thin Bloods. We've got Hurricane. I've got my own shit to deal with, which, by the way, I would like your all help with, but at this point,
I also have plenty of my own shit to deal with as well, unfortunately.
That as well, thank you.
Well, I don't know about your stuff, but my stuff align with Crescent stuff.
My stuff. Because right now, I kind of only have 2 primary goals here, and at the end of the night, one of them is my problem. It would mean a lot to me if any of you could help, but
Crescent,
if we're dealing with all this other shit, but...
Sorry. I'm kind of sitting there tapping on my nails, but then I'm going to lean in and be like, I don't normally like offering services multiple times in a row, but you did both save my ass. I mean, I'm not that connected to either of you, and not to toot my own horn, but I am a damn good investigator, and I don't have anything to lose. So, if you would like help, I will offer it. On the condition, which I don't want power, Acer, but I would like some help investigating someone that I personally can't touch. And if you don't mind scratching my back, I'll scratch yours.
I'm limited to my tech, which this psychopath is trying to break into over and over, so...
Just to reiterate for you, Acer, so you can make clear, conscious decisions. Hurricane did stress. His stuff is not time-sensitive. It's a simple matter of, he has made you, just so you understand the situation, he has made you critically known that in a very hacker-to-hacker way, he has his hand on a kill switch. As long as he's still alive, so to speak, that hand stays on that kill switch. And he's willing to wait. He has essentially negotiated his security. So, as long as nothing happens, supposedly as far as you should know, with any good hacker, nothing should happen. But he's made it known that he is watching, and he understands the situation, and he's bought himself some time.
Okay.
All right, so what's the plan? We've got to deal with Jordan, we've got to deal with Hurricane, we've got to deal with your sister, we've got to deal with Enzo.
Well, first things first, let's close up my last client, as was just what I came here in the beginning, and let's go deal with Porcelain and the Thin Blood.
Agreed. We'll take care of that first.
I'm not super involved in this, so do you want me to just stand back up in case something goes wrong?
I mean, can you be scary?
While Crescent laughs, both Grace and Acer just immediately just start looking away, almost at the exact same time, before he pipes up.
Yeah.
Cool. Come on.
I'm gonna follow along.
One more thing, if this helps your investigation, and he's going to pull out the piece of paper that has the little sentence on it, Thin Blood stronger than Kindred. This was the only thing I was able to decipher.
If it's a rule system, it works. Hand it my way. While we walk over there, I think I'll just be focused on looking at that, whatever he was able to decrypt, and the cipher in the book, and see what similarities I find.
Okay. So just so I know where everyone's going, at least Acer, Crescent, and Onyx are making their way, I'm assuming, to the lab.
Hmm?
Okay. And then
I'll
To the
probably
lab
just look
first.
back at Grayson.
Oh, don't worry about me. I'll be along shortly. I'm going to write a small letter, and then I will be following you very soon.
Grayson,
Mm-hmm.
those letters you sent,
Yes.
traditional mail? Like, how do they get to and from places? Do you have like a little magic?
I raise up my hand towards them, and I make the symbol of the Tremere appear in my hand. Non-traditional.
Interesting. I'm gonna get back to you on that. And he's gonna lead everyone towards his lab.
the three of you make your way to the secret tunnel as Onyx. You begin delving into the book. As Mr. Holland, you wait for a moment. It takes a second for everyone to funnel out. You do faintly hear Crescent mumble something before that door finally closes, leaving you alone within your space once again.
Once I know that they've left, I go ahead and pull out my older writing gear, utensils, as I begin to write a small letter to my sire, Bertrold, asking if he could meet me at his earliest convenience at my center, as I have found something of great interest.
Okay. Takes you a few moments to go through the process of writing the letter, but you stamp it with the signature style, a little bit of blood, a window, and the wind carries it off into the dark.
Good. I stand up, I straighten out my shirt, I look down at the drawer one last time, and I make my way back down towards the labs.
Okay. So, the three of you are in Acer's lab for a moment. As Onyx, I'm assuming you immediately start clearing off a workspace in Acer's lab to start tearing into this book.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and take a look at your initial proddings while Acer and Crescent get your guest of honor ready. For this is going to be an intelligence or wits plus subterfuge. Up to you.
Wits. 5.
5 successes. It actually, despite what you see here, seeing as you would call it a high school boy's notebook, but darker, you're almost eating those words a little bit. Yes, it's the shelf that is disorganized, and you have to spend an annoying amount of time, though it's very quick for you, of having to re-put everything back into order. Luckily, it seems these pages were indeed numbered. Takes you a moment. It's just old. It seems to have been in this individual's possession for a long time. You can see small writings on almost every corner of every page. It's almost completely full, maybe about 95% of it. And at first, it just doesn't seem to make any sense. It's just a lot of English words with strange symbols and marks, along with some diagrams that you couldn't possibly understand scientifically when it gets to more of the, what you can understand is the alchemical portion of things. But that's where the pattern starts to show itself as you happen to look at Thin Bloods Stronger Than Kindred. It's a very interesting phrase. Not grammatically correct. Doesn't really stick anywhere per se. And that little detective brain of yours starts going off. These letters, Thin Bloods, are Stronger Than Kindred. Each letter is a marker. Before you know it, within a few minutes, you start to realize that is the key to his own cipher. A simple word replacement cipher. Though it takes a bit of time to have to sort through it all because the word replacement cipher is longer than average. It's a bit more foolproof, and it's definitely, you have to give him a little bit of credit. He's smarter than he looks, but he's no FBI agent.
Sorry, do I find anything that I could use to antagonize him when we talk to him.
Absolutely. To Cliff Notes. There are a few first pages you have to kind of get through very quickly. And Acer and Crescent, if you happen to be watching, you actually see Onyx seems to be looking very intently at this, flipping a few pages here and there. And you actually see her brow almost kind of frustrate for a moment.
Oh, I'm definitely pulling a notebook out of my back pocket, too.
But then that small, creepy smile breaks across her face. She pulls out a notebook and she immediately just starts writing. Flips the next page and starts writing. As if she's playing a story out in her mind and is just transcribing it.
What exactly are you writing?
Oh, we'll get there. He was pretty good. I'm better.
The first few pages of this cipher, Cliff Notes version, basically indicate the discovery, in a bitter way, a discovery of an alchemical recipe that would allow a thin blood to not only replicate the abilities of a kindred, but produce something even more potent. You see a lot of note-taking in combination of the limitations of thin bloods, some able to walk in the sun, others not able to feed properly, others still looking sick, others able to pass medical experimentations, and the fact that thin bloods seem to be stuck in this versatile nature. Even the ability to copy other disciplines by feeding on very specific types of blood. But they were never able to achieve the same potential as full Kanites or elders. There's quite a few pages that indicate frustrations, failures, trials, examples, alchemical formulas that were written down in experimentation then inherently scrapped. There is one entry that indicates a major setback, as it goes down the usual expanse of a new recipe, slightly adjusted for various type of variables, but it ends with the sentence blurred, to take note, I've stumbled upon something potentially extraordinary, but also extremely volatile. Must make adjustments, must mend my wounds. You gotta find that thing that escaped.
I don't like that.
Can I turn to Acer and just be like, hey, can you call her?
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, just, let's use the landline I built in. Safer.
You're nervous.
I know how hacking works. And I'll go over to the connecting room from my lab, and I'll just grab the landline that's hooked up into the wall.
Okay.
Sorry, what was the number again?
I'll say Crescent easily just passes it over.
I'll say, even though I never use it, I probably do have it memorized. So I'll relay that information over to you.
You don't have the luxury of keeping things in a phone.
Funny, we're on the same page. I'll just put in the number and see if it rings.
And who are we calling? Medico or Sierra, or who specifically?
Medico. At this point, I need her help with Enzo and this whole shebang, and I need her to be on.
Well, luckily, Medico has since returned to her duties. She's been a little slow, as Danica would report to Grayson, but she seems much more energetic to be here, though today happened to be her day off. As Acer, you dial the phone. It rings a couple times before your high-pitched voice. Moshi moshi!
Oh, hey-oh. How are you?
Holy crap, your accent got worse.
I know, it's great. Listen,
You're supposed to say konbanwa.
What time is it?
Later in the evening.
Fuck, you're right.
Acer, you might want to have Crescent step back. I can't hear a word you're saying.
Right.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Just
reluctantly take a step back.
Tell her hi, miss you.
She says hi and she misses you. She also wants you, Medico, to What do you need her help with again? Come on over. Do a little thing.
I need her help with some location spells, maybe.
You know how to track someone?
Who hurt her? What do I need to do? Who do I need to burn?
No, nothing like that.
In her words, nothing like that, thank God. She just needs help finding someone, as well as she wants you to meet a certain person.
Oh, no.
No, okay. Not like that! Not like that! Tell her not like that!
Honestly, not a bad thing. This person actually is gonna help in a lot of our endeavors.
Alright, okay. Does she need my wonderful sharpened instincts, or more of the supernatural, spooky kind of talents?
Supernatural, definitely supernatural.
Okay,
just tell her, Enzo. She'll know. She'll hate me for it, but she'll know.
She's trying to find Enzo.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Why does she want to go find that sleazy, slimy son of a bitch?
I don't know. Maybe she wants to put a foot up his ass. I really wouldn't.
She could fucking get in line and stay rotting wherever the fuck he is.
So is that a no?
Fuck. Just answer this question and don't repeat it out loud. But just look at Crescent real quick for like 2.5 seconds. And is she pouting?
I'm gonna look to Crescent. Is Crescent pouting?
I'm not even knowing what Acer's looking at me for, so I'm just gonna be like, "Are you looking at me like that?"
And he turns back and just, in a very low voice, tried not to let her hear. Not at the moment. Why?
Okay, that's a good sign at least. Fine. Okay. Yeah, maybe I can help, but I don't really have all my stuff at the moment. Tell her this. It's physically impossible for me to do it tonight because thanks to our little Casper the bitchy ghost, most of my stuff got wrecked in the supernatural tirade that you all probably remember very quickly, so I need to stock up a little bit. Convince her not to do anything, to Crescent, and tell her in exchange, I promise I'll be there tomorrow night. I just need to get some of my hoodoo.
Okay, gotcha. I'm going to turn to Crescent and just be like, she needs to restock her Harry Potter stuff, so if you can just chill till tomorrow, she says.
I'm looking straight to Onyx. All right,
okay.
I need your help.
Well, let me know what you need, honey.
I need some sort of tracking, any sort of visionist things, and
Hello?
I will help you with
Hey,
reading.
She's getting the private investigator to help.
Tell her
Visions
to
I
chill.
can do.
All right, so visions you can do.
I don't have any like location.
I don't think
things.
she's listening, but it's okay. It's okay. This is a good thing.
But I mean, you give me information on this guy.
I'm not gonna hang up. She's doing something pretty intelligent. On the plus side, she's not doing it herself. She's getting other people to do it, so that's a good thing, right?
That concerns me more. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. I'll see what I can do. She hangs up.
So what's in the book?
Oh, it's very interesting.
At this point, Grayson, I would say you've stealthily have slipped your way into the lab as the bickering between this apparent three-way call had happened.
You know, that I would say that maybe phone etiquette should be in question here, but what did we find out?
My nose is back in the book with whatever is going on here. I've tuned out.
As you've tuned out, the more information you would have gathered working very quickly because your wits is very high. So this is not necessarily a difficult process now that the cipher has essentially been broken. There's a lot of notes. It'll take some time to get through the more complex stuff that you're not formally educated in. But it appears the gist of it, in between the personal entries notating his frustrations with the Camarilla, Kindred as a whole, and feeling like basically a glorified tribute or meat shield at any point of his life, or his unlife in this case. The bulk of it includes recipes. Alchemical, sciencey based looking types things. A lot of substances that don't quite make a lot of sense, a lot of lists, and a lot of different scientific formulae that he has used, reused, tried, and tried again. And it appears this is a a very well-documented journal filled with all sorts of thin blood concepts and ideas. And Onyx, for you, just to see if you actually understand this, give me intelligence plus occult.
Okay. That is nothing.
Is there any skulls? Bestial failure.
Oh no.
Good lord.
Oh no. What is the Malkavian's bestial Oh no. Oh dear. Just here, have some tea, please, for the love of God.
You can try and burn a willpower to try and turn one of those black die into a success. You can roll up to 3 black die if you'd like to try and avoid a bestial failure. But if you don't do anything...
Okay, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't want to, do something really stupid to this book.
So, a bestial failure means that you have failed so hard that your own beast is now working against you.
Yeah.
And it could potentially have some very stringent consequences, as well as potentially temporarily lasting results.
Yeah, I remember last time, but I kind of need to have a brain for this.
So you want to burn a willpower?
I'm going to try, yeah.
All right, you take 1 point of superficial willpower damage, and go ahead and roll up to 3 black die.
Cool.
Is it still 0 successes, or is it 1 success?
1 success. Okay, we're good. We've avoided damage.
One success. Okay.
Now, normally I would take it and roll with it, but maybe not with this.
That's okay. 1 success will keep it from being a bestial failure.
Okay. Acer sweating in the corner as I rip the book to shreds.
In fact, Acer, as you're watching this, you can see at a certain point that Onyx's hand just kind of stops writing, like a telegraph printer that's just stopped mid-gear. And you see her smile kind of fade, and her brow gets really furrowed. There's a certain degree of panic, Onyx, that you suddenly feel as you don't like not understanding things. You don't like seeing information in front of you and not being able to make heads or tails of it. Translating is one thing, but understanding it, you are not entirely sure if what you're seeing here is your high school chemistry exam or some nut job making crack cocaine in his basement. It's hard to tell the difference for you, and you need to start pulling your hand back as you feel yourself understand that this is not your area of expertise, and it pains you to admit it to yourself before you do anything rash.
Okay, Onyx.
We're cool. We're good. You know, I've got a lot. I've got a lot. Trust me, I'm not an idiot. But you're probably gonna have to help me with this. Oh God, I hate saying that.
Pardon me, Grayson. And I'm just gonna saunter over and kind of just look over her shoulder to see what exactly she's looking at.
Wow, that's a lot of pages translated. She's gotten over 2/3 through this in the time you guys been talking.
Oh my God, you have done some work here.
I mean, I get the emo journals. I get I get what the goals are. I don't understand the process. Let's just say that. I'm not like I don't work with Bunsen burners and whatnot.
Luckily I do. And I'm gonna look through the pages to see what are some of the things that she's talking about.
So you begin to understand a lot of what I've already notated, but with more of a scientific eye, and as a thin blood to be able to understand this, a lot of the book is a lot of trial and error. Jordan seems to have really stumbled upon something that could really bolster the overall strength and fortitude of a vampire, even going as far as creating a concoction that he theorizes that would even allow you to replicate a vampire's full kit of disciplines, much to the similar degree of a kindred that it was taken from. Essentially, this is a drug a thin blood could take to give him the temporary strength and fortitude of a full vampire. And the very last notation that he seemed to have put together, he's pretty confident it could work, though it's untested.
Hold the fucking phone. And he kind of just instinctually grabs it and just kind of starts reading it.
Well, and I'm going to put my finger in the middle of it. Real quick, before you get all geeky on me, I'd like to point out this page, and I'm going to go to the one where it says something escaped. and just tap it. Be like, well, looks like we got a monster on the loose.
You still have those blood vials?
I do.
Let me see him really quick.
I look at him very warily, like giving him a look the whole time, and slowly hand it over.
Thank you.
Like, kind of tug on it.
And he's immediately going to start getting some microscope out, like a whole bunch of equipment, and he's going to take a little bit of the blood from. How many vials did we acquire?
3.
Okay,
I'm
so
keeping one on myself.
Fair enough.
Okay, so
I'll
what he's
hand
going to
you
do is he's going to take a little bit of blood from both of them, put it on one of those little glass things. Acer knows what it is. Oscar doesn't.
A slide.
Fuck, I just said my name.
You didn't have to point it out, bud.
He's owning it. He's owning it.
It's okay.
Anyways, he puts 2 on the side, gives her both vials back, and just be like, I'm going to need the third one as well.
What for?
I need a sample from all of them.
Just leave me some for evidence, please.
I only need a drop. And he's going to go ahead and
I'll
hand
hand
the
it
other
over.
2 back, take the new one, do the same thing, and he's basically going to put them in a little reader machine and just be like, okay, we're going to leave those there. I need samples from Porcelain and her childer.
Well, maybe it's time we talk to him.
Yes, we take samples from them and we compare it to the samples we have. If any of them match, that means the one left is most likely the one that got away. We have a vial of that stuff. We can use it to track.
And I would say ask rather than take, as a Malkavian who has also been tortured. Probably a better idea. Let's not traumatize her more, shall we?
Fair enough. I'm all for a little asking anyways. They've been through more than enough. But yeah, that machine's going to do its thing.
Well, lead the
Let's go
way.
talk to him.
Where are you?
All right. Jason,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's time we talk to Porcelain.
I think that's a fine idea. If you would all please, go and visit them.
All right. For this brief scene transition, I think it'd be good to take a very small breather break to allow bathroom breaks and water breaks. We'll run a small ad intermission, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, as Season 4 will continue. All right, and we are back into it. So many things to do, so little hours in the night. We reconvene now back at Grayson's facility. Grayson, you can't help but notice as you guys begin moving through the secret passageways, not daring to step out into the thoroughfare, even at this time of night. You can't help but catch over your shoulder to see that Crescent is indeed following up right behind you as you guys begin to maneuver your way towards the upper stories. She seems rather stressed, is the nice way to put it.
I slightly turn my head towards, like, what is it? What is it? I know that look.
Person. I'm fine. It feels like there's more.
It's taking too long.
Yes. Every second that I spend here is. And I know that's stupid because it's like I really shouldn't care. And it's not. It's not the point.
No, I think you're making a good point. You have somebody that you can go and gain some more information from. It doesn't work. This does not require all of us. If you have a lead, please. But if you want me to go with you, you need only say.
I don't want to impede on everything that you guys are doing here. I feel like after the whole Duncan thing, having everybody is a big help, but I also know that there's things that need to be done here, if that makes any sense.
Right.
But this is important to me.
I'm going to stop, and I'm going to hold my hand out just in front of her. You guys go ahead. We have a little bit of extra planning that we're going to get done in the meantime.
Whatever you say, boss.
You know how to reach me. All right. Well, what are we taking tonight? Please don't say the bike. You're going to say the bike.
You're insinuating that you're going with me.
I'm insinuating you're not going to just go out and not have a good form of communication, which at the moment is somebody else that can use a phone.
What about your book, the Thin Blood, everything else?
Acer has his control over. He's got her, our new friend. They'll handle the book for now. As for us, take care of this very quickly. No problem. Besides, my business is not just going to fly through the window. I hope it isn't. No.
You think we can find him that quick?
I think we can get some information. If you have an idea of someone to talk to. I don't think we can find him immediately, but better to start with something, somewhere.
I mean, I got some information about talking to Wyaneka a little bit, and I know Alexa wanted me to talk to her, so...
Perfect. 2 other hounds. A modicum of information, I would assume.
I don't know what's gotten in you, Mr. Holland, but... Alright, let's give it a try.
Right. Quick stop off my office. Just pick up an extra mask and a coat. Make it a little bit harder for people to realize who I am. Supposed to be dead, remember?
Fair.
As you two split off from the group to handle other aspects of business. Many wars sometimes need to be fought on many fronts. Continue over to Acer and Onyx as you make your way towards the 3rd level. Not long, Acer is able to find the door past the cells that you guys had been previously having Jacob and Porcelain share. Have now been upgraded to the finest room that the East Side Second Chance facility can offer. A plush patient room, 2 beds, 2 nightstands. Pull one of the many keys off your belt and the door opens wide. You seem to both be interrupting a brief conversation. Porcelain still wearing her mask, wearing a new attire, some white cotton pajamas, as well as Jacob, that have been provided to them by you guys. As she goes, so you see, sweetheart, you don't get to go home. In fact, I'm going to say this again, but you're dead. Jacob has his hands up in front of his face, just wide-eyed and pale, paler than you would expect a Kindred to be, As he just shakes his head, no. See, it doesn't make any fucking sense. I mean, I can you take off the mask or something, ladies? Like, don't raise your voice at me. I'm trying to help you. As it seems to be caught in the middle of this childish argument.
As they're going through, I'm just going to go ahead and just give it a little knock, even though we're already inside, just to let them know we're there. Just
Porcelain just jumps and her head spins around, looking at you wide-eyed. You can see her nails extended almost reactively before she just kind of curls her hands, blinking. Hi.
good reflexes.
Hello there. Howdy, Porcelain. Jacob.
You have the name like that fancy rock.
Onyx.
Onyx. My
Onyx O'Connell.
My dearest savior. Yes, and then this is Jacob. Oh wait, you already met him already. Right.
Yes. Jacob, and I'm going to pull up my notes.
He looks at both of you. Oh god, finally someone else in this loony bin that can explain to me what the hell happened after I woke up. What is going on? I have been stuck in this room with this, no offense, but really crazy mask lady that refused to take the mask off, and she has been speaking gibberish to me for the past 4 days, and she keeps saying that I'm dead.
Jacob Sunderland, correct?
Yes. Who are you?
Nice to meet you.
Onyx, you said?
Onyx O'Connell, private investigator. I've been looking into your case for quite some time.
My case? What?
As she says this, I'm going to kind of close the door behind us as we walk in.
Look, I'll say it a little bit clearer if it helps. I'm of sound mind today.
He kind of turns his head and gives you a bit of a look.
I have been working on your case for the last few years, Jacob. Do you remember any of that time?
Waits for a moment. I mean, yeah. Hold on. You said years.
I did. See, I'm a private investigator, and families come to me when the police put a case on hold as it's gone cold. And, well, you and several others, which is why I'm here to talk to you and Porcelain, well, your case has been cold for quite some time. So your parents came to me.
Hey.
Unfortunately, by the police, you were, in fact, pronounced dead. And technically, she's right. You are.
No. Now you're starting to sound like the crazy mask lady. No, it can't have been years. I mean...
Would you like to see the paperwork? I don't know if it'll really help, but... I can show you your death certificate.
I have
my what?
You might be better at this than me.
I have a good technique for calming people down. Do me a favor. Breathe in deeply. Hold it for 2 seconds and breathe out.
He does as you ask as he kind of leans back a bit wide-eyed. You can hear Porcelain click up and it's like, good job. See? It's okay. You really didn't need to do that. We don't need to do that anymore. You stop talking.
Excellent. Good. Now, what I also need you to do is take 2 fingers, continue to breathe in and out in that manner, and just hold it up to your pulse right there. And just continue to breathe in and breathe out.
He kind of looks at Porcelain just a bit begrudgingly, and she does kind of lean away from him and just kind of tilts her head. You can see a small bit of an awkward smile kind of peek through the eyes of her mask as she just kind of tilts to one side, puts his fingers slowly to his neck as he continues to breathe. And then his eyes kind of go wide for a moment.
And you're going to need to continue breathing, as I'm sure you have already realized what I wanted you to realize.
Your way is much nicer. Yeah, that's good. That's a good way of doing that. I don't really talk to new kindred.
It's my first time.
A+.
Okay. What the hell did that club bastard drug me with? It's been years? So that wasn't just some sick nightmare. I haven't been just bonked over the head and in a coma, and I just woke up in this fucking loony bin. That wasn't just some comatose, drug-induced nightmare.
Afraid not, bud.
Wish it was.
Oh As she looks over back to Porcelain and kind of opens her arms, like, hi. He immediately is on his feet and moves away to the other side of the room. You fucking killed me! I didn't mean to. It wasn't... I understand I wasn't in any better situation than you are. No, you... As she immediately just at one end of the room.
Without getting close to him, I'm just going to be like, it was an unfortunate forced measure as she too was kidnapped just like you.
So?
Unfortunately, there's a whole hell of a lot of monsters out here, bud. You also get the fun plan, but we are a little mad.
Plan?
Sorry about
Plan?
that.
What do you mean? Oh, what have I done? Oh no. What, all those people? Oh no. As he, at this point, begins start going back and forth in the side of the room, as you can see, his hands start to shake. He's visibly growing paler, as like, I heard that wasn't a nightmare, those were all actual people. Oh my god! As he's now starting to go back and forth in the room in a full panic.
Porcelain, I don't know. We need to talk, but I know that he's having a moment.
Why don't you talk to Porcelain? I'll take care of him.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, I know a lot of the emotions that he's going through.
We all do.
Porcelain does raise her hand. It's like, actually, that might be best. I've had to do this pretty much daily to try and calm him down. I don't think using our gift is a good idea in this case.
Probably not.
I'll talk with him. Don't worry. I'll get through to him.
It'll be okay, sweetheart. Don't talk to me! Okay.
And we're just gonna, like, separate him and just kind of talk to him and calm him down while Onyx does her thing.
Porcelain does kind of straighten herself up as she can see her just kind of itch a bit of the skin underneath the side of the mask to peel over you. Her black hair coming down waves in front of you. Hi. Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
Hopefully we won't take up too much of your time, but as you can imagine...
I found I really don't have much of a choice here. I understand.
Unfortunately, no.
It's been very comfortable, and I appreciate that, but I expected you all to come around sooner or later. I assure you I've been much, much calmer now, though she kind of leans in. You could ask the Thin Blood over there to give us something other than bags of blood. It's rather disgusting.
I'll see what I can do. I don't know what their rules are around here. I'm kind of new.
Okay, well, keep an eye on the young one. He hasn't really been able to take it without coercion, if you know what I mean. If he gets nervous, he might get sick.
I can see that. That makes sense. I hate to ask, is he the only survivor? I have multiple names on this list missing from that particular club.
Him and, well, the brunette that you pulled out of the fire with me?
Yes.
Those two were the last...
Still human, right?
That one I had not embraced. As she kind of rubs the side of her jawline where you can see some of the staple marks seemed a bit fresher than others. Probably won't take this mask off again unless I need to.
You took it off.
I didn't. He did. Can't really bite with it on, now can I?
Makes sense. Yeah. Well, I mean, I can't guarantee how well you're going to be able to blend in with that, but
well,
we're gonna have to find a place for you.
At this current state, that's pretty much the least of my concerns. I'm still trying to figure out a way to present this all to the prince without having the only connection I have left right now, without condemning him to Ashe.
Very true. Well, hopefully that Thin Blood over there can help with that, seeing as he is Primogen.
She goes wide-eyed. Okay, now you're just cruel. This is not really a good time for joking. I'm being serious. Why are you laughing? I'm being serious. Dragos can be very unforgiving when the rules are broken in his domain.
I know, but let me tell you, some weird shit's happening around this place, okay? I keep to myself for the most part too, but stranger things have happened.
Oh dear.
But he's probably your best bet. Now, I've been looking into Jordan's notes a little bit. And the experiments he was running on you, is there anything you can tell me about those? Is there anything you understood?
She lets her head fall. Why do you ask me about that? You saw everything the way it was. The table.
I know.
The bars. The vials. I'm sure you found those too. Why do you have to be so cruel and ask me about that?
Because sometimes, unfortunately, life is cruel, but you can help some other people with the information you can give me.
Helping people. That's a farce.
Help me help you. We can put in a good word with the prince, hopefully. If you can provide some information, we can make your case look a little bit better.
Can you promise me that? Can you promise that no one else needs to be unjustly murdered because of this atrocity?
I will look over at Aether and just kind of sigh.
It can't be changed what's been done to him, but at least he doesn't have to maybe give up everything that was taken away. And I could show him. I could show him better. I could show him better than my sire did for me, and I could show him possibly kindness that others wouldn't.
You know as well as I do that I can't change what the prince's mind is going to be, but I can promise you that we will do the best we can to make your case.
She nods her head. Why does this happen to them? They didn't need that.
That seems to be our lot in life, isn't it? We didn't deserve anything that happened to us, but it just does.
She seems to kind of stare very intently at her child or at Jacob. Just kind of tilts her head a little bit. It's kind of unnerving for you, Onyx. You can really only kind of get a gauge of her state just by the expression in her eyes as the mask paints almost a permanent ivory smile upon her face. It's unnerving not to be able to get a read on someone very easily.
Anyways, look, let's get into it. Do we need his family? I know I need to tell them what happened, but do you think they're in danger? Do I need to get the rest of them out?
No. I don't think any of their families were in danger. Jordan wasn't interested in that. He would starve me every day, and he would take notes of my reactions really intently. At first, he just seemed like he wanted to talk to me and know what I could do, what my strengths were, what my abilities were. He also wanted to know how old I was. He was disappointed when he found out I was not necessarily, as they would say, of a thicker blood. But he would constantly say to make do. Some time rolled by, I'm not sure how much. It's hard to tell. I lost count at 200 passings of time. Anything beyond that, I'm not entirely sure, but soon he would bring in people. They were drugged. I only know that because he would only bring them in when I was starving. So hungry.
Lovely.
I didn't mean to hurt them. I was just so hungry. You have to understand. I didn't do this by choice.
I'm not mad at you, honey. Did he ever bring anyone else, any other kindred, into the facility?
No, there were other thin bloods. He had 3, 4, maybe 7 in his coterie. They would all work together to keep me restrained. The brief time.
7, you said?
7.
Wow.
It seemed
You
that
never heard any names or anything?
No names. They never addressed each other with names. I only know Jordan. They would only say Jordan or boss. That's all they would ever give him, and he never would respond with a name. He was too focused on his work. he'd only come down with them all together, and then I would feed, and that's when he'd rip my mask off my face. As she just brings a shaky hand up to the side of her face, digging her nails in a little bit. Then I would feed, and I couldn't stop. And there would be hands on me, and they'd pull me away, but I was just so hungry. They were stronger than me, and they'd pull me away. They'd pull me away when I was just trying to eat in peace. And
we don't have to relive it. I just need facts.
Onto that table, the cold table. Yeah. Table.
Okay.
That cold surgical table. It's the kind of one that you'd see in a science class. As she leans over and like pats you on the knee a bit fervently, like you'd see in a high school. Yeah, one of those. And then my chest would hurt. She kind of grabs the front of her pajamas. He would stab me in the chest with something sharp. And
injections?
No, he would take from me.
Ah, drawing blood. Okay.
And he'd throw my mask back at me. Tell me to clean up.
I am so sorry that happened to you. Hopefully, now that we've got his book and whatever information you can help.
You have to destroy it.
We'll work on that.
No, you have to get rid of it. Whatever is written in that book is not good. You have to get rid of it.
Look, we're trying. We need to make sure that there's no other ties to especially these other people. We're trying to make sure it's gone for good, okay?
She just nods her head.
Look, if there's no one else and it's just you two, we'll do our best.
There were many the brief times that became clear for me when some of the blood would fade from my body and I could think clearly again. I would watch him do it. He'd take my blood and he'd inject it to a dying body. Then he'd chain it up like a dog to the wall, and he'd wait. And he'd sit there and wait. Until he came back.
I hate to ask this of you, but I'm going to pull out some of my folders and pictures I have. Some of them that I know their last known location was around there. And I'm like, I have some photos. I don't know if this will upset you. If it does, we can stop, but I certainly would like to be able to close this chapter for these people. Can you tell me if you recognize any of them?
She looks up to you. Looks down at the dossier. In return for what you've done for me, I will look at their faces one more time.
And I will just gently take her through that. And that's all I needed to talk to her about. So once she's got those.
It becomes a series of, as you begin to open a folder, put it in front of her, she just shakes her head. And as you pull out another one, she just says, I've tasted them, and they are now Ashe. Ashe. No. Ashe. 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 And this goes on and on and on. Over to Acer. As you kind of put a gentle hand on the back of Jacob, he kind of shrugs you off. Like, don't fucking touch me! Don't you?
Look, I need you to listen to me, and I need you to
Why would I listen
carefully.
to anything you fucking say right now? I am trapped in a loony bin. I'm in... Why? Everything you're telling me is physically nuts. You are all mental, but... How? Oh, my God. This is just too much. This can't be real. This stuff. I'm just still dreaming. I'm still in a fucking coma. That's what it is. I am now finally broken the fourth wall, and I am now sentient within my own fucking coma.
I'm gonna pinch him in the arm.
Ah! Hey!
Can't feel pain in a dream, my friend.
No. He grabs you by the collar and pulls you in very aggressively close. It has to be a fucking... It has to be a dream. Do you know what I've done?
As he's grabbing me, I'm just going to gently put a hand on his shoulder and I'm going to be like, how many?
His eyes kind of go back and forth just wildly, just shaking his head. Too many. Too many. Tell me I didn't eat people.
16. That's exactly how many I have taken. I've counted every single one of them. And I hate myself every day for it. But you have to listen to me. If you do not get a grip, if you do not calm down, you will kill so much more. You have to gain control.
No. Fucking kill me. Just fucking kill me right now. What's the point? The world already thinks I'm dead. I don't deserve to live after the things that I've done. Why? Why did this happen to me?
I don't know. I can't answer that. This happened to me as well, except I wasn't as lucky as you.
Lucky? You say I'm fucking lucky as he kind of tosses you back a little bit. How can in all of that is good and holy that may still exist in this world, you call this lucky?
What happened to you happens to plenty of people every day. It happened to me. When we found you, we wanted to help. That person over there wants to help. When it happened to me, I was left on the streets.
No. Just
to me.
Stop! And I need you, Acer, at this second to roll me a composure plus resolve. As you feel
Okey-dokey.
Jacob's mind shoot towards you.
One, two, three, 4 successes.
4 successes. You stutter for a moment as the words kind of... I'm sorry. Reroll that. I messed that up a little bit. Intelligence plus resolve. My bad. So, go ahead, reroll.
Intelligence?
Yes.
Okay, I just get 1 extra.
Roll the extra one then.
5.
5 successes. Even better. You feel those words hit through like a wave. And it kind of causes you to stutter from it, but you immediately shake it off and realize Jacob just tried to dominate you. You felt that presence before. Dragos has used that same type of talent to freeze you in place, but it's nowhere near as sharp. It's unfocused, and it kind of causes you to shake a little bit, but it just passes like a wave of nausea. And he just looks at you wide-eyed.
We all heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, we all heard that, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh, interesting. You have that ability.
That is going to make Onyx stop what she's doing and look up, and that's going to I'm going to stomp over to him, and I'm going to...
As I see that, I'm immediately going to put my hand out, because I don't know what she's up to, but that stomping I know very well, so I'm just going to put my hand up almost as a, if you do that now, nothing is going to go the way we planned. It's kind of that look of, no, trust me.
I'll look at him, but I'm glaring daggers at the kid now, and I'm going to just say, you think that you have it bad? You don't even fucking know. Sit down, shut up, and let us help you.
Are you trying to dominate him, or are you just intimidating him?
Just intimidating him? I was going to dominate him, but I'm not going to.
Manipulation plus intimidation, please.
Four
successes. The moment you stare these daggers at him, he goes wide-eyed and just looks around in a moment in a panic, suddenly aware of something that has happened that he's not fully aware of. He feels like you can see on his face, it looks like he just stepped on a landmine. As we're going to go ahead and pull away for a moment as Jacob just leans against one of the nightstands and just wraps his arms around his elbows. As we're going to go ahead and move over to Grayson and Crescent for now. Crescent. Actually, Crescent. As you gear everything up, I just need to know, what are you leaving with?
I probably have one of my old guns and maybe about 2 magazines, and then 2 daggers in each boot.
Perfect. The old handgun feels
old classics.
Feels bitterly cold in your touch, but you do load it up. Grayson, what are you carrying with you?
I'll make sure I at least have my gloves with me, and probably believe I do have a pair of brass knuckles at least.
A friendly gift from your neighborhood Crescent at one point, as you kind of pocket those as well. As Crescent, you feel Grayson get onto the back of your bike. You already feel him shaking a little bit in the thighs as the bike comes roaring to light.
I'll actually try and be a little bit more mellow about everything this time, and I'll just kind of pat his hand and be like, last chance back out.
Don't tempt me.
Garage opens as you steady pulling out and leave off out of the haven. Where are you heading?
Where I would assume that Wayaneka would be.
We'll say for the sake of you being a hound, it's not too hard to find him. You tend to know his hangout, at least a common ground for the hounds to gather. But you take your time as you floor off into the highway. And Grayson, you do notice that Crescent doesn't seem to get your goat as much. It does unnerve you to be on the back of something with this much kick and a whole lot of less amount of protection. But she actually drives pretty smooth. Doesn't take the turns nearly as hard. Last time you were on the bike, she damn near put that thing sideways trying to turn onto the highway. But she takes it pretty easy. A little bit extra slow pace, especially for Crescent's type of personality. It's not long, Crescent, as you take your way onto the highway and go deep into the center of core Seattle, maybe only about 20 minutes later. Wayaneka, in the brief amount of time you guys have spoken to each other, like to make it known he likes to hang around these parts being specifically homeless camps. As you begin passing by underbridge alleyways, you begin kind of keeping an eye out as the population gets a bit denser and denser. I'll say for this, go ahead and give me a wits plus streetwise, and you can add your hound status to help you with this.
May I join in?
You may either try to look in your own way or just add a +1 to her die to help her.
I'll throw an extra die her way.
Okay.
My hound status would be a +2?
Yes.
Or okay. Luckily, that's a lot of dice. Yay!
Look at that. You guys aren't baby neonates anymore.
Whee! I love lots of dice. 1, 2, 3, crit. 7.
7 successes. You do need Grayson's help here and there, trying to talk with the vagrants and the homeless and the ill-trodden. Find to be a little bit difficult for you due to your unsavory nature. Though, after about maybe 45 minutes to an hour, you both do come across an individual. He appears to be an older man, real long, scraggly white beard that kind of comes and tucked underneath a very thick, puffed-out jacket. Grayson, you recognize that this very thick jacket is a older military grade almost. Maybe a memento, as you can see, an old sergeant's raking patch, long faded, long grayed on one side of the shoulder. His hair all frazzled, gray, and pulled back into a tight, messy bun where the hair is just tied into a knot, as it seems he doesn't have anything to actually pull his own hair back. Thick gloves, already weathered and worn, he smells filthy. You guys begin kind of beseeching. He comes and goes, you looking for a dog, man?
You'd be correct.
What do you want with him?
He's an old friend.
Friend, you say? I don't know.
Friend.
I don't know old Wani making friends with someone as pretty as you.
Well, I imagine you don't know all of his friends.
Nah, not really. He comes and goes, but you sure you're not? You guys look a little stiff. I mean, the masked guy kind of looks scary, but you look like you might fucking kill me. Lady, I don't really have much. I got a can of beans in my backpack. If you really want to take from an old vet, you can go ahead and fucking kill me at this point. All right?
Well, the point is do you know where he is or not?
Maybe.
Okay, so where?
Kind of Floyd puts a hand out, scratching his beard. I'm real hungry, lady. It's hard to think on an empty stomach as he kind of slowly puts his hand out.
I don't have any food. I just need to know where he is. I'll activate Shadow Cloak.
You're going to try and intimidate him?
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a manipulation plus intimidation, +2.
Crescent would be that person.
Three successes.
3 successes. He kind of just pulls his hand back like you're about to bite it off. It's like, Jesus! I guess he's here to keep you in line. God damn it! Could have spared a guy like $1 or something. Fuck, come on.
I'm gonna reach into my back pocket and pull out a few ones.
Really?
Put his hand. Oh, well, look at that. A
I
gentleman
put
with some fucking manners. You see, he rolls up the cash. He actually sticks it straight into his pants, right in front of his crotch. It gets real deep, and then pulls his hand back. That is some manners. You young bloods should really learn to respect your veterans.
Let's just move on to where he is.
He begins walking you guys down away from the Seattle Square and begins passing you through a couple alleyways. It does seem to kind of lead you a little bit of ways away, maybe about a block or two away from the Seattle Square. He does stop, kind of check things every now and then. He seems to lean down and kind of taps on a window, gives it a few thumbs for, nah, not that one. Kind of looks over a few areas where it seems the rubbish has been kind of piled high and forgotten between now and then. Not that one either. Kind of looks back at you, Crescent. I'm thinking. Hold on. We don't really have a house. Wait, no, I know where he'd be. That way. As he begins shambling himself off down the street as you guys follow him. It takes a little bit, but after maybe about 20 minutes or so, he does bring you out to what appears to be an abandoned building that's kind of half fallen in on itself. It used to be at one point probably somebody's home. It's been long abandoned. The roof is partially caved in. Glass has been shattered in. He walks right up to the front porch past the dead grass and broken chicken wire fence. It almost unnerves you even further, Crescent, because you kind of recognize this area a little bit. It's actually not too far away from where Arya used to live. It kind of gives you that cold feeling in your veins a little bit as this old man is... Hey! Wanu! It's Billy! You there? Wanu! The door kind of opens up a little bit. Hey, Billy! You alright, man? You're not hungry? Someone was those kids picking on you again? Nope, no kids this time. Kind of jets over his shoulder to you, Crescent. But this bitch is being a real jackass. Really want to find you. The door opens fully, as you can see, with the hood pulled hard over him, those dog teeth kind of poking through. Oh, Billy, I need you to do me a favor, man. You gotta clasp his shoulder very hard. I need you to go away. These guys trouble. Do you think we should, just together? It's like, no. My friend, these are friends. I got it. Go, please. This bitch tries to take you down. She's like 100 pounds soaking wet. I mean, I show him how an old veteran does things. Like, yeah, buddy, just go. I'll bring you a can of food in about a few hours, okay? I'll hold you to it. I'm gonna go down to the $1.25 store and pick up some candy. Maybe a Coke. I'll see you later. And he kind of hobbles off the porch, tips his head to you, Grayson, but as he walks by Crest, he just gives you a hard finger as he just walks right by you.
I'll shoulder check him.
He tries to lead into it, but as you shoulder him back, phony bitch, as he shrugs his shoulder and stumbles past you.
Interesting friends you have here.
Wow, Neka kind of looks around from afraid, pulls his hood fully down, showing the darkened, blackened fuzz of his face, deep and sunken like a pug with these gnarled, gargoyle like snarled tooths coming from a hard underbite. You could have been nicer friends to my friends. I'd really appreciate that, Crescent. I like you. I don't want to wreck that, okay?
I'll try better next time.
You young folk always think that being nasty is what you're gonna get. A little sugar sometime. Come on, you should smile more. As he gives you a big flashing smile, just yellowed, pointed, gnarled teeth, big old fangs coming out. You can smell his breath. See? Not that hard. Anyway, come on.
Okay.
You step inside this dilapidated home, and immediately what hits you is the smell. It is definitely a squat hole, to say the least. It smells hard of dirt, stale beer, and BO. The ode to homeless that you would have come to expect as Nega kind of kicks some trash off to the side. He brings you guys over to an area with a couple of crates kind of stacked up with this old tattered cloth that's kind of laid out in front of it. A few other smaller, rickety-looking boxes used as makeshift chairs. He walks over to what appears to be a small light bulb in the corner, and one of his things still fucking works. He kind of gives it a few taps, and he pulls the little chain in. They haven't turned the electricity off. Those fucking morons. Sweet. As he sits down in one of the larger crates, leaning over. Come on, sit. You guys hungry? I can rustle up some rats.
No, we're good. Just
You
need
sure?
some.
They're plump-ass rats. Like, you should see the size of these juicy bastards. It's like biting into a giant, gushy orange.
Wanaka!
Yeah.
It's okay.
Do it yourself.
The offer.
Do it yourself.
We just need some information.
At this point, he does lean. You see his fingers crack. Now, there's something that I'm good at. Information is a game that I like to play.
I'm sure you've heard of all of the Sombra in the city.
Oh, I
At
know,
least
I
what
know
we
of
have
all
so
of them in
far.
the city.
I'm looking for one in particular, a clanmate.
Okay.
He seems to have gone missing. Into the sewers.
Missing, you say? Well, gotta pause this for a moment. Oh, that reminds me. Hold on. And he suddenly gets up and he starts walking off. It's here somewhere. Hold on. Here's something. Shit. Fuck. Hold on.
I'm just gonna turn back to Grayson. He's very interesting.
Animated.
Yes, animated. That's a very good way to put it.
As he comes stomping back, where you see him carrying in both hands this massive bundle of cloth that he has strapped down with like old Velcro and other fabrics. It's been triple knotted all over this thing. He drops over to you and he kind of holds it onto one shoulder for a moment. He gives Grayson a really good, hard, slimy pat on the shoulders, like, good to see you're still breathing, my friend. As he comes over and just literally drops the bundle into your lap, Crescent, and it is heavy.
Oh,
Just, there you go.
what the?
Oh, Alexa told me you might be interested in something like this. Yeah, she says about
What?
I don't know fucking know. She said something about a thank you or God knows fuck whatever. I had to fucking hide it somewhere before, the other bastards try to take it apart for parts. So you begin to undo the bundle that's been placed in front of you. And it's sizable. Maybe about as long as you want. It's huge. Maybe about half as long. I'm exaggerating a bit. But you do unbundle it, and at a certain point, as you go through the layers of fabric, there's a flash of it. And Grayson, you just instinctively kind of clench your fist as some of the fabric falls away, and you're looking at the same barrel, a very high-powered rifle that struck you down quite a while ago.
As soon as it comes into view, his eyes turn. Like, inadvertently, but he just regained composure. You hear his fist, his knuckle crack.
Oh, and one other thing. As Crescent is just staring at off for a moment while Neka kind of digs into his jacket, you see him dig almost elbow deep. He goes, "Hey, Poindexter, think fast!" And he throws a sack towards you. To Grayson.
Reflex.
You immediately catch it, and there's immediately a bit of a grease feeling as soon as it hits your hand.
So I bring the bag closer to me.
Sorry.
Take a look at it.
Sorry, bathing's not usually in our repertoire sometimes. But you do take a moment to pull the sack open a little bit, and it's been drawn straight, but filled with ash. Yeah, Alexa swiped that out of the room. I thought you might like it.
Is this who I think it is?
Abso-fucking-lutely! Got that bastard's head in a bag! Though I will say, I'm really fucking pissed off I didn't get a shot at that. I literally trudged that hoity-toity Alexa through the goddamn sewers. I found a whole fridge full of rats to keep me fed forever while she was screaming like a little pansy, and I didn't even get a shot at him. Like, what the fuck, man?
Oh, this is going on the shelf. I'm giving this a special home.
Uh-huh.
As I close up the bag and I tie it tight. Put that in the jacket.
Yeah, it's a gun. It's Duncan's gun.
Uh-huh.
Like,
yeah, I
like the
got
big
that
one.
much.
We raided his fucking stashes after we took care of everything. Me and Alexa both did. Even Damien wanted to supervise everything. The guy didn't have much left. A couple grenades that he had strapped up to your beautiful fucking chest, and rope, twine, compound bow with some arrows. I'm keeping that one. We'll use that for hunting later. And this big old thing. They had ammo. Seemed like they used the last of the shots that he had, but you guys caught him on the last stand for damn sure, and he was going to make use of whatever he had left. Though if you don't mind, as he pulls out the very familiar Bowie knife that Duncan always had in his boot. This is mine. Now that I got that honeydew list out of the way, information, right. But here's the thing, sweetheart. Now that we're not at active war time anymore, I don't need to give you anything that I don't want to fucking give you. And so here's the thing about it. No, don't take too offense when we give me that fucking sourpuss look. Really, smile more. Unlife will be a lot happier for it. Anyway, oh God, never do it like that again. Mr. Mask, dead guy, teach her how to smile. Anyway, not right now, I'm talking. So here's the thing. We're not at war anymore. The city is gone dark. Sleeper cells everywhere. Cockroaches crawling out of every fucking wall. I got my hands tied trying to keep a network and everything. You know how hard it is to try and pinpoint who the fuck is on that goddamn list? I only know 3 so far right now, for sure.
Are you talking about the Anarch list?
The fucking list.
So you're investigating who's on there?
Information's my game. That's what I do.
Why exactly are you doing that?
Because I gotta know who not to put a fucking target on, because apparently we violate this fucking list. It's punishable by getting my fucking head ripped off, and I don't really feel like having that tonight. I don't think you want that either. We may be hounds. Yeah, we got a modicum of respect and power and yada yada yada. We can fucking kick down a door or two, and little neonates might shit their pants a little bit and do what we have to say. But here's the thing about it. We aren't in charge. We take orders. We're just soldiers. The sheriff is the one that makes the shots, and she answers to the big prince dog himself, and he's the one that gets to decide who lives and who dies. That's how the game rolls. Well, I get it in all of his wisdom, and I'm not bad-mouthing the guy. He has his own crazy attitude, and you know what? The first thing is he kind of points to Grayson. You probably understand this, buddy. You look like you get it. Always trust the craziest guy in a fight. He's the one that's going to get shit done. In this case, he got shit done. The city is still breathing. You and I are still walking. We're still good around, sipping around on these fat, juicy orange rats around the city. So this is obviously a good thing in some regards, but it's a pain in my fucking ass!
Why, Nick?
Yeah.
I just need some information. Nothing that involves Camarilla or anything else. Just a friend.
Right.
A friend.
Right. Oh. Okay. I like
Haven't
this.
you had anybody else you care about?
Oh, don't pull it. Don't you. Don't pull at my heartstrings. Don't do it.
I mean it. There's got to be somebody that you care about. Somebody that you would do anything for.
Go ahead and give me a charisma plus persuasion. And I'll let you add your hound status to this as well. Ooh, I love playing Mondeca. He's so fun.
So far is fantastic. I love him.
I crossed crazy old guy with Beetlejuice.
3.
3 successes.
I'm starting to like the guy myself. Can't believe I'm saying it.
Luck.
Like, I mean
not
business.
with the face. Oh, not the face.
What? I'm not making a face.
No, that's sad. I'm a kick fucking puppy dog squirrel girl face. Don't do that.
Puppy.
Fine. Okay. I get it. Look. I have a person like that. Information is power. That's good old Nos like me. That's what we're good at. Recon, finding things. It's my only trade. Want something from me? I get it. I sympathize with you, sweetheart. It costs you a boon.
As long as it doesn't bring harm to my coterie or anybody I care about, fine. Boon.
Well, for the sake of information like this, we'll just call it a small boon. Small favor.
Small boon.
Small boon. I'll come at you at an undisclosed time. Maybe a small favor. All right. You can add a flaw. You owe a boon to our Neko.
Small boon.
A small boon. Grayson, you're free from this. Only Crescent really has to honor this.
I am totally okay with that part. Stay right over here.
Look. I'm just going to take a wild shot in the dark here. This guy looks up at you. This clanmate. It ain't the sheriff. She just gave you all kinds of happy, lovely whispers the other night. Can't be the minister. He's off doing his thing. Can't be Sierra. She's sitting high top and really enjoying her fucking bloody martinis or whatever the forsaken thing she fucking drinks. Fancy bitch. I'm assuming you're looking for Enzo.
Yes.
Well, I haven't physically seen him in a while.
Nobody's seen him in a while.
Well, see,
So I'm trying to find him.
See, that's the thing. That's what concerns me. He just dropped off the face of the earth overnight. And, some would say...
Rumor says he went to the sewer.
Ah, okay. So you're a little bit more well-connected than I thought. Good on ya. Well... There are a few of my guys. Little rats that like to live out in the sewers when the rains get heavy. You know what I mean? Well, let's just say the sewers used to be a really good place for us homeless folk. It was mostly dry, stay out of the way of people, and it's like kind of our own subterranean Amtrak system. Get from one place to another without really having to worry too much. But lately, everyone's been staying out of those tunnels. Everyone. I've known some guys that were old-fashioned Marines. These guys have seen some fucked up shit. And even they won't set foot down there.
Is that because of the catacombs?
What the fuck is a catacomb? Honeycomb? Like a
Never
thing you put
mind.
honey in?
Nothing.
No,
No,
it's basically
nothing at
just
all.
cave.
Nothing at all.
Cave. No. Why a cave? What kind of fucking cave do you have in a city? You go to live in a sewer or
Nothing
something?
at all. You don't need to worry about it. Anyway, continue.
No, we're going to circle back to that later, because you say don't worry about it to someone like me. I'm like, well, I don't need to worry about, huh?
Well, if you want information, then that's going to cost you a boon.
Oh, you cheeky. Alright.
Continue.
There's been screaming coming down there.
Male scream, female scream.
Screaming.
Just screaming.
As in more than one. See, these guys. Maybe a hound. You've seen some nasty shit so far this season. You ain't seen war. You don't know what it does to a person. How it hardens you. You don't get scared. You can stare death in the face and smile at it and go, hey, buddy, how you fucking doing? These guys, they wouldn't go back down there. They're terrified. They say there's just hordes of screaming and moaning coming through those tunnels lately. Fucking freezing sometimes. It's always been a bit cold down there. It's wet. It's a fucking sewer. But sometimes it's ice cold. Like you can see your breath in the middle of summer cold.
So something supernatural?
I don't know. I've been trying to gear up myself to deal with it, but obviously the goddamn city was coming down around us in a fucking ring of fireballs.
So you don't know of anybody that could escort us down there? Who knows the place?
Yeah, I do. As he kind of points a finger to himself. When I say these guys don't want to go down there, I mean that. They're just mortals. But they know the
Well,
sewers.
I don't want to risk life and limb for nothing, so how do we know that Enzo is for sure down there? That whatever source of the screaming has to do with him?
Well, here's the thing. I'm pretty good at kind of thinking about people. Enzo, his MO, real yes ma'am, yes dog. And that little display he really threw off during the Elysium when you're the new hoity-toity for Imogen guy, the son of a bitch that took that goddamn kill away from me. By the way, I'm gonna punch him in the face for that. That's bullshit, and he knows it. Anyway, thing about Enzo, I could read him like a book. Display he did during that night. He wasn't looking at you. He wasn't looking at anybody. He was being those big old puppy dog eyes over to his sire, waiting for a doggy to be praised with a biscuit. He was desperate to try and earn what I could understand, probably her respect, her loyalty. He was a very yes sir type of guy. In this case, yes ma'am. Please, mommy, step on me more tight. Now, why would somebody like that all of a sudden drop off the face of the fucking earth and leave their sire behind? Especially then suddenly, out of nowhere, Eleonora leans over to us and goes, I'm gonna push this sire into the empty hound space, and no offense to you and your skills, but it drops your young, pretty redhead into our laps. Why would she give that to her eldest? Now, either he was taken against his will in a beautifully done type of espionage that is theoretically possible, or the slightly more boring but also the more likely scenario, ran away. And if I were Enzo and had that beautiful head of hair and it was as intelligent as he is, I would say that I wouldn't want to be found if I suddenly ran away like that. But what better place to go missing than in a goddamn sewer? It let me move around freely through the city, keep my head low, have protection from the sun.
So you think he's still alive? Just hiding out?
You see right there, I have no fucking clue. He could be dead.
Sounds like you're willing to help.
Are you asking me to be a guide?
Possibly. I mean, if you have nothing better to do, last I checked, you really thrive off adrenaline. This is the ultimate adrenaline high, is it not?
Give me manipulation plus persuasion. You still add your hound to this.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. And that was only one. Damn, 2 successes.
2 successes?
I can roll a willpower.
If you want to burn a willpower, you can.
Yeah. I haven't used any, and I've got some to burn. I'll use willpower because I do have that crit, and just the off chance.
Grayson in the background just playing with the dust like, this is nice. This is better than a stress ball.
Yeah, exactly. Dip a finger in there. Yep.
Salty.
That brings it up to 3.
3 successes.
Just 3. No, that's all I got. Yeah.
Just enough.
3 successes, and I'm just gonna look at him and be like, please help me.
Not the face. Does she always pull that fucking face? Like this right here?
All the time.
How do you fucking put up with this shit?
Grayson!
This is bullshit. How can you win any argument with that face?
That's the toughest part. You have to change your method every time.
People don't really like this usually.
Yeah, people don't really fucking like this either, lady.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, you're way worse, but that's not what I meant.
That's okay, it's a compliment. I think I look rather fucking distinguished comparatively. At least I'm not the fucking painted lady that got fucking bat ears out of the fucking wazoo. Look like I'm 10,000 years old. I can play the fucking banjo and my neck flats. At least I look a tad a bit charming. I mean, it looks at you with a smile.
You look very charming.
Thanks.
I like the word distinguished.
Distinguished, yes, I agree with him.
I will take your bullshit and put it in my compliment card. All right, fine. No extra charge. Good all. Wild Necka. take you down the sewer. Not tonight! Can't do it tonight! Can't do it this very second. Gotta lay her up!
Okay.
Also gotta find a gun and some bullets.
Weapons. Okay.
Well, I mean, the rat stole my sidearm. Gotta find my piece.
What do you mean they... Never mind.
They're big rats, man!
I don't want to know.
Tell you what, if I'm quick, I can say 3 hours. Give me 3 hours to put some things together.
Well, then I have to beg the question, are we going to need gear? Because this doesn't...
I brought gear purposely for this, but the thing is that if we've got extra time, should we try and bring the others? Because I do kind of need Onyx for this, and I always need Ashe for this because he always comes up with just the weirdest, obscene ideas.
Well,
Like she said, normally I don't mind walking fucking Whistle and Dixie down these sewers, but the thing about it is that I know these guys. For them to be fucking scared like this, I ain't going down there with a little heat. Okay? If you want to bring friends, so be it. Saying this before, though, if a big-ass swampy sewer gator eats the thin blood, wasn't my fault. The more the merrier. But the point is, you fall behind, you stay behind. That's up to you. My job is to make sure we don't go running into places that you get sucked down into an aquifer and then shit out the back end of Seattle's ocean.
But you will navigate us.
I will do the best I can to not let us get lost. Because that place gets real twisty-turny real quick. You're not sure if you're going to walk into a water treatment facility plant, you get sucked down a flush ball into hell, never to see the light of day again. Well, you don't really want to see that full moon again. Or you're just walking down this horrible, horrible filtration unit and you get eaten by a goddamn alligator. They exist.
Wyaneka?
Yeah.
I would really appreciate your help.
Not the face. Get that
You're
stuff.
the only one I can do it with, all right?
I don't think so. He just told you fucking out, lady.
No, that's not... I mean, Grayson, can you maybe, contact them, see how they're doing with the whole, thing?
Yeah, I can go and get a little update for them and update them on our situation, too. I'm just saying, it wouldn't be a bad idea for us to be ready for whatever's could be down there, either, so...
And,
I'll be right back.
Thank you. I know that this isn't really your guys' business. This is kind of my own problem, but I appreciate you guys helping. I kind of need you, so...
And we are kind of a coterie, so we do need to stick together.
Meet me bound by old Pike's place in, let's say, maybe 2 or 3 hours. There's a big old entry tunnel there we can take.
All right, by the gum wall or something else?
Yeah, that'll work. Right about there.
Gum wall, all right.
I'll meet you there. You might see me chewing on some of it. Haha, gotcha. I have taste at least, damn it. Jeez.
Yes, you're great. Just please go.
I'm the one putting the gum on the wall, not taking it off.
I'm already out. I'm outside. I have my phone up to my ear.
I'm just gonna be inspecting Duncan's gun and starting to fiddle with it and load that while he's doing the phone call.
And I'm dialing the number.
We fade back in now, over back to Grayson's facility, as Jacob at this point has cupped his arms against his elbows and is now leaning against the nightstand, just shaking his head.
I'm gonna sit close to him, not near him, but close enough to where I can talk normally. I've heard that specific skill is called Dominate.
What?
Dominate. It's when you project your thoughts into someone else for them to forcefully listen to you.
Oh.
And there are things that can do worse, so you might want to listen to your friend over there so it doesn't happen again.
When he looks over to Porcelain, you can see a bit of that blood-red tear start to kind of well up the corner of her mask that she wipes away and just kind of waves over Jacob as he just kind of rears back in disgust.
Yeah, we don't produce tears anymore. She really does care about you, though.
That's something you'll do too, bud.
Oh no, it's just you know what? Onyx, right? You said your name was Onyx. You said that I have a death certificate, right?
Yeah, you are legally
then fucking
dead.
Kill me. I don't want this. I didn't choose to do this. At this point, Posey is like, no. You don't need to do that. No. You stay the fuck away from me.
Hey, you said you hurt a lot of people, right?
It was very quiet as his hands just kind of fall to his sides into his pockets. Yeah.
Then make something of yourself and fix it.
How do you fix something? If what you guys are telling me is true, and what this psychopath in the corner has been blathering on about incoherently for the past week, I'm gonna have to hurt people again. If all this is fucking true, even if I have to, well, now I have to acknowledge the fact that vampires exist.
I called them that too.
That's not what we call ourselves, bud. You might want to
Kindred,
not use
Kindred,
that one
sweetheart,
either.
Kindred, like, fuck, whatever.
Listen, bud. You don't have to hurt people all the time. With her help, she can help you get control of it, and you can actually use what is left of your life to actually make up for what's happened and do some good and actually, I don't know, maybe make something of yourself. You have a hell of a lot more than I did. I certainly didn't have a sire around to help me out. So, you might want to not take that for granted. And trust me, it's a hell of a lot better doing something here than just giving up. I learned that the hard way.
Go ahead and give me a charisma plus persuasion. And toss in a +1 from Acer, because he's been doing some work too.
4.
4 successes. You see his face falls for a moment as a red tear kind of falls down one side of his face, and then he wipes it away and pulls back to see it. And he slowly clutches his hand, wiping away on the white of his shirt, staining it. Can you do me a favor, Ben?
Name it.
Not you. He points to Onyx. You.
What do you want?
You need to be straightforward with me. What's the biggest thing that you've done that you fucking regret? And how did you survive it? Because from where I'm standing, that's the level of wisdom I needed this second. If what you actually believe, what you just fucking told me, if you're not trying to just bullshit me and push this hellish deal even further, you need to be honest with me right now. How the hell did you get over the worst thing you've ever done?
I didn't get over it. But I'm still here. I'm still working on it. And yeah, I get to live with that every day. But I know that they wouldn't want me to sit down and take it either. So I'm doing what I can for them. And as far as the worst thing I've ever done, as cruel as this sounds, at least the people you took out you didn't know. You still have your family and your loved ones around. And you didn't murder them yourself.
Well, if I'm going to do this, then I'm dead. I refuse to get my mom, my dad, I refuse to get my little sister in on this. It's been
That's
long.
honestly the best advice. Leave them be.
I'm dead.
Correct. But you can do what you can for them to let them live the life that you didn't get.
Fine.
Let them have that.
Fine. I don't care what fucking story you have to tell them, but I'm dead. My mom will grieve. My dad will probably get very drunk and punch a hole through the wall. And my little sister will never see me again. as it should be. Because this, as he points all, this is fucking hell. All of this. And I don't care, as he points over to you, what kind of bow you try to put on it for redemption, or to say that you're making a difference. At the root of it, this is all bullshit. But, fine. As long as they think I'm dead, and not this. I just hope God gives passes to those who can't die.
Can't tell you if you're right or wrong.
Guess that's what it means to have faith, right?
Guess so. I'm going to just gesture out to Porcelain and be like, that's your greatest resource? I suggest you get on asking her what you need.
At this point, Porcelain does
and then,
stand up and come by you for a moment, just kind of nod.
And I'm going to turn to Acer and, well, she doesn't seem like she knows a whole lot, but there are apparently 7 other Thin Bloods that have been having fun torturing her. You are going to have to help present this mess to the prince, dear Primogen.
Please stop calling me that.
But yeah. It's so much fun.
Just don't.
As you guys begin to make your way out of Porcelain and Jacob's room, door closed behind them, you can hear the very gentle voice of Porcelain. It almost is, it's motherly, but it's odd.
Before the door closes, if I may, Acer is going to pause on the way out for like a second and just kind of take out his rosary. Hey, heads up. Toss it to him.
He leans back and catches it.
Faith is all we got. And I'm going to close the door. Alright, let's go talk to the other dude.
At this point, as you guys begin walking down the hall, you took your phone the battery out of your phone, didn't you, Acer?
Yep, I did. Didn't put it back in.
So, Grayson, the moment you dial the number, go straight to voicemail.
Fair, I suppose. You must be busy. Acer, it's me. Made a little bit of progress over here, just checking in to see if you'd made any on your front. Try you back in a minute or two. I hang up.
He does know, if it is important, 1, we have a landline, and 2, you can get a hold of Danica to get me. Because we're all in the facility right now.
I probably have a phone too, he called it earlier.
I will say that's non-meta information. You would know of other ways to get caught up with Acer if you need be, Grayson.
Yeah, if it's that dire.
That was I will say I will try his phone first, but then I would definitely say if you don't answer, then I'd probably go for the next closest person, which would be Onyx.
So then, instead, as you guys leave, there's a bit of an awkward pause as you guys walk a little bit down the hallway for roughly the length of Grayson's message before Onyx, your phone goes off.
I'll answer.
The moment you answer, just...
Oh, God. Okay. Kennedy, Detective Services, though I'm assuming since the phone is not working, Crescent's there somewhere?
I look over to Crescent, to a little... Just a few paces ahead.
You take a few steps
I'm
back.
I'm like listening intently. I'm like glaring.
As you kind of take a few steps back closer towards the house, the door slams open with another guy. I got him! As you
Shit!
As you just like right by you, there's this massive rat just squirming in his hands. I got it! And honestly, you can hear that in the distance.
Great for you. Can we put it down now?
Oh hell no! This is dinner. What's here?
All right. Well, you go do that inside your own 4 corners.
Look how fat this bastard is. You don't want to go have
I
these?
don't want to say that.
That's all you, because you need all your energy for what we're gonna do. So
good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yep.
Onyx, you hear a sickening.
Oh god. This is any indication that I should hang up?
Onyx, is that you?
No shit.
Fantastic. Look, we made a little progress. We may actually have a little bit of a lead. How are things looking on your end?
Well, we just finished up with porcelain. We were on our way to, go visit the thin blood. But we can put it on pause if we have to.
If you wouldn't mind, we're actually going to have a little bit of time in between. He's going to get a mutual friend of hers is going to get some things ready, and we may actually have a lead on her brother.
It's not my brother.
Is that who we're looking for?
I'm using code.
Right.
Or would you like me to just announce that we're talking? We're not having this conversation right now.
You both are terrible detectives, by the way. But yes,
I never claimed to be.
There is periodically, whenever you do make a stat stream, I hear distantly in the background.
Look, we'll be back at the center in here in just a bit, and we'll discuss where we need to go. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Excellent. And she will probably say it too, but I appreciate the help with this.
You scratch my back, I scratch yours. And I owe you for, last week. Well, we shall see you soon.
Yes, we'll be there. We'll meet you there very soon. Reconvene, I'll say, back in Acer's lab. We'll meet you there.
Sounds good.
Perfect. I hang up.
Acer and Onyx, as we come back to you. As it is getting late, so we'll have a nice little tail end. Are you guys going to visit Jordan with the time you still have?
Acer, kinda understanding how this is going. Yeah, he's gonna go get his pill ready. I believe he still has 2 from the other... Yeah, because I didn't use them against Duncan.
You did not.
So I have 2, so I can make 1 more. He's gonna start getting his daggers together. He hasn't gotten his sword yet, so can't take that. Doesn't have any more guns. Yeah, he's just gonna get his suit and the pill ready.
I have mine on me.
I'm assuming with your OCD nature, you have your Beretta finally back in your possession, your jacket, and everything you need to defend yourself at any given moment's notice. So, I'll say this, Acer. First off, what extra pill are you making?
I think he's going to make another far reach.
All right. Go ahead and give me your ritual roll, or alchemy roll, and you can add +2 because your lab is now improved, which is much more sophisticated equipment.
That's going to be a 6 with a crit.
A critical 6. You are getting very good, Acer, at this alchemy stuff, as in record time you have produced an additional far reach pill, but this one is also much more potent than to be expected. This is now, you almost smile to yourself as this is becoming second nature on how to improve these situations, and if they say this pill has got a lot more punch to it. I will say though, I do need one more roll in this closing. I need an intelligence plus science.
Ooh,
and you can add your lab to this.
Oh my god, there's so many dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 successes. Your analysis machine goes off as a spread of results pop up onto your full screen monitor. The machine itself whirling to a close and setting itself to sleep as it is now already processed through the slides you have given it. And you can see the biochemical makeup and the substances analyzed. Taking a look at it as you kind of have the book nearby, flipping through it, just kind of mashing up with the formulae. Each one is very similar. Its base ingredient, chromium and aluminum. As its basis, the particle showing it's been under extreme pressure and heat. Explains the pressure pot that you saw in Jordan's little house of torture. But the thing that concerns you is this stuff isn't blood. It's not even Vitae. You know what Vitae looks like. It's chemical makeup. The dark red color is merely a result of the substance being suspended in basic saline fluid. Most of the same design that you would use whenever you make your own creations. A little bit of blood, a little bit of saline, but a base nonetheless. The main bulk of the ingredient is ash. Organic ash.
Holy shit. So can Acer infer from that this isn't so much like someone's blood as opposed to the way he makes his powers, the way he activates them?
Very similar. You see, as you kind of flip through some of the notes in a bit of a frantic moment looking at both, it clicks.
What's going on?
Jordan was capturing clubgoers to be embraced, so that way he could turn them to ash and use their remains to concoct whatever this is. And your hand lands on a page at a small depiction towards the end, and it says here, if this works, I'll dub this little concoction of mine Ashe. A-S-H-E.
These things aren't blood samples.
What do you mean?
As he shows the pill that he just made, how it's slightly like iridescent. This is how I activate my abilities. Because I'm not a full blood, I can't just use them like you guys. And he puts it away. Those are how he activates his. It's his power.
Great.
And one of the main ingredients, ash from those who have been killed. Kindred.
Sweet. So we have thin blood kindred killers running around.
Worse. We have a thin blood who kills other kindred to make whatever the hell that is.
And he wasn't the only one, right?
I'm assuming not. I'm assuming he has several places where he can mass produce these, and at worst, we have no clue what it does.
Great.
All he knows is he nicknamed it Ashe.
Lovely. And Porcelain said there were 7 other thin bloods that were helping him.
Which means he probably has another haven where they reside. Probably another club of his.
My job is never done.
It is not. That being said, that's less evidence and more dangerous now. There's a fridge over there. I suggest you keep it in there.
Can do.
This is not good.
I'll put it over there and get ready, I guess.
And on that note, as Onyx, you stash the ash into the freezer, casting darkness onto this unfortunate little detail in your case that you've now discovered, the mystery only thickening. We will go ahead and leave it here for tonight. As always, you all get an extra point of experience for completing the first session of Season 4.
Alrighty.
A lot of things came to light. A lot of interesting things. Not as much action, but we will get to that. This is probably going to be a very thick season with a lot of moving parts.
I want so bad to drink one of those vials because I want to see what the heck he created.
Remember, it's an injection.
Ooh.
Oh,
It
that's
is.
right. That's one of the perma injections. Damn, I must resist.
He wants a little bit of that compound V. See what
I don't know what it is, but I want it. See, here's the thing. I want to know what it is more than I want it. Like, I just want to know.
Is that the first time you injected yourself with something stupid? For now, thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for your continued support as you come along with us to these amazing stories that we like to tell, as demented as they can be and as heartbreaking as they are. We hope to see you again next time, but for now, keep each other close. Be careful when you go out to a club. Never know what the owner of that club might be doing, providing entertainment or something so much sinister. Watch your back. Keep your doors and windows locked. Keep an eye on your loved ones. God bless you all, and good night.